I just did something really stupid.
I visualize, I ain't ever taking a break, you taking 5. Even if I ain't got it, know that I'll make the time on my next move by the time that the ink will dry. Let me tell them one time, I've been on the grind, this is my prime. Let me tell them one time, I've been on the grind, and this is my prime. Let me tell them one time. Match for the way that I grind, yeah, I'm all in my prime.
Wow. Love this thing. Sound core. And I'm gonna continue to rock it. Oh, that was incredible. Yeah, this is probably gonna bite me in the ass later on down the road of debt. Meh, what the hell? It's only money. Can always make more. I would like to give a shout out to Sebastian over there at Best Buy, who went over and beyond anybody helping me out making this agonizing purchase. Now, I say all of this is because I am already the proud owner of an iPad 11-inch M1 Pro tablet. So, did I need it? Absolutely not. Did I want it? Oh, hell yes. Welcome back to the Brannon No channel. Now I know a few of you, some of you, or all of you, may be new to the channel on the iPad topic. So thank you, newbies, for stopping by and wanting to know a little bit more about the new iPad Pro M4 chipped 11-inch tablet. So what do you say we get on with it? Coming in the box is some literature, and they're all saying no Apple sticker this time. That seems to be true. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I did get one in mine. Nah, I'm just messing with you guys. I actually grabbed it from my stash. How'd you going though? Yeah, it is true. There are no stickers included this time around. Now, what the hell, Apple? I mean, with that kind of price, you can't throw us a sticker in the box? Okay. Now, they do, however, kick in a 20-watt charging brick. Now, that'll send my ass to the Apple Store all day long and get free stickers if they're including that in the box. That seems fair enough to me. They also color matched their USB-C to a USB-C charging cable in a braided, very durable material that is 3 feet, 3.5 inches long, or 100.33 centimeters. And lastly, bringing out the brand new Apple iPad Pro M4. Now, I went with the bare bones per se. I got the 11-inch, 256 gigabytes space black finish. And why is it so many people are obsessed with the 13-inch in silver, by the way? This still is an iPad using iPadOS, okay? It's not using macOS because it's not a MacBook. It's a iPad at the end of the day. Now, none of us have asked for a thinner design, but we ended up getting one anyway. At 5.3 millimeters on the 11-inch and even thinner at 5.1 millimeters on the 13-inch. It's incredibly thin. Trust me, the 11-inch is thin enough. I can't imagine. Well, actually, I did pick up the 13-inch too while I was at Best Buy. It was even thinner. It's ridiculous. And honestly, I thought I wasn't gonna like it being that thin. I'm actually loving it. Apple was spot on when they decided to make this thing that thin. It is awesome to hold one-handed. That's due to the incredibly light weight at 0.98 pounds, 444 grams. You're welcome. Now, as light as this is, it definitely doesn't take away from the premium feel that you would get in an Apple tablet with its 100% aluminum recyclable chassis. At the top is your power on and off, along with 2 speakers here and here. And lastly, 1 microphone here in the middle. Looking at the bottom, we get speakers 3 and 4, and in the middle is the Thunderbolt USB 4 charging port. Amongst other things like your display port, Thunderbolt 3 up to 40 gigabytes, USB 4 at 40, and USB 3 at 10. You'll be able to use 1 external display with up to 6K resolution at 60 Hertz. To the right, we have our volume high or low and the magnetic pad for the Apple Pencil Pro. More on that in a bit. And lastly, another microphone here at the bottom. Moving over to the left side of the tablet, all we get is a beautiful space black finish. Yeah, nothing to control here. Flipping it to the back side, at the top left is our camera bump. I'll cover all the specs about that also in a little bit. We have the Apple logo in a 100% recyclable copper foil. Yeah, you just can't have enough environmental friendly material. Just under that, we get the iPad Pro name stamp and the 3 magnets for the Magic Keyboard, which I will also display very soon, I promise. All right, let's look at the most important part, the front screen. First thing I noticed is they actually moved the front-facing camera. That's right, it went to the landscape mode where it definitely belongs. This is going to be so much better for your FaceTime or Zoom calls. The camera is located here on the left and a microphone to the right. All right, now I know some of you, if not all of you, have seen a ton of videos on the specs, and that is why I am going to try to run through this as fast as possible, but yet as accurate too. Thank God for my timestamps. Here we go. You'll be happy to know that both the 11-inch and the 13-inch get the Ultra Retina XDR display, bringing OLED to the Pro screens for the very first time. Using not 1, but 2, actually, OLED displays stacked on top of each other, calling it their tandem OLED. That's 2420 by 1668 pixel resolution by 264 ppi. That's for the 11-inch. We're gonna pretty much focus on the 11-inch from here on out. Also coming with ProMotion technology with adaptive refresh rates from 10 Hertz to 120. That's pretty beefy. You get Y-Color P3, True Tone, and fingerprint resistance. My ass. It shows fingerprints, trust me. Also supporting the SDR brightness at 1000 nits max, 1600 nits peak. Keep in mind that's HDR content only. Also coming with a 2,000,000:1 contrast ratio. Man, this thing is loaded. Speaking of which, let's talk chip. And I don't mean plain or barbecue or salt and vinegar, which is my favorite. Now we're actually talking about Apple's brand new M4. M3 who? Yeah, from the M2 that was in last year's Pro models. I guess they decided to go ahead and skip the M3 altogether and bring us the M4 chip at its 9-core CPU with 3 performance cores and 6 efficiency cores, and lastly 10 cores on the GPU, using the hardware accelerator ray tracing with a 16-core neural engine. Okay. And 16 gigabytes of RAM. Media Engine has hardware accelerated 8K, H.264, HEVC, ProRes, and ProRes RAW, along with ProRes encode and decodes as well. And lastly, AV1 to add that cherry on top. What the hell does all this mean in layman terms? This tablet is one badass piece of tech. Let's talk about the camera. We're getting a 12 megapixel wide camera, however, without a second camera. Yeah, they actually removed it altogether. It's not really a big loss in my opinion. I mean, who is really taking pictures with their tablets these days? Drop me a comment. I would love to know. We're also getting a digital zoom up to 5 times with a 5-element lens. Adaptive True Tone Flash, which I'm gonna go over that in more detail in just a second. Coming with the sapphire crystal lens cover. That is so awesome to hear. Now, I've had the same materials on my Apple Watch Ultra. I've been wearing this for over a year and a half now, and not one scratch. Also has autofocus, smart, HDR4, wide color capture for both regular and live photos, advanced red-eye correction, sweet, no zombie photos, photo geotagging, auto image stabilization, burst mode, and lastly, all formats, including HEIF and JPEG. Okay, how about video? We get 4K recording at 24, 25, 30, or 60 frames per second. 1080p HD video is at 25, 30, or 60 frames per second. 720 is at 30 frames. Who the hell is using 720? Also, leave me a comment if you are. I really want to know. ProRes is 4K at 30 frames per second, 1080p at 30 for 256 gigabytes of storage. Has all the same features as the camera, the auto zoom, adaptive true tone flash. Here's one for video. Slow motion, supporting 1080p at 120 FPS or 240 frames per second. Time-lapse with stabilization, continuous autofocus, playback zoom. We already covered video formats, and lastly, stereo recording. For some, that's gonna be fan-flippin-tastic. For me, I'm gonna stick with my professional Sony cameras. All right, let's talk about that adaptive true tone flash. You ever get that annoying shadow in a document when you're trying to scan it? The iPad Pro will instantly take multiple photos using their AI, stitching them all together to be rid of any casting shadows. Also works with files, notes, and third-party apps. That is awesome stuff. Now, as far as the front-facing camera, it's also now where the Face ID resides, coming in a 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera. And what is powering all this magical goodness? A built-in 31.29 watt-hour rechargeable lithium polymer battery. Yeah, I get it. Who cares about that nerdy lingo? We want to know how much playtime we get. They're stating about 10 hours of runtime, and that is with surfing the web and things like that. If you're doing some real extensive graphic work or pictures and all that stuff, it's going to be a little less. Now, speaking of magical goodness, let's take a look at the all-new redesigned Magic Keyboard. It's lighter, thinner, has way better angles with a larger haptic feedback trackpad, and now finally an added function row. All of it is encased in this aluminum housing that feels cold to the touch. So if you've ever used a MacBook Pro, this new keyboard feels identical. I have to admit, up until now, I have never used a keyboard combo with my 11-inch M1 Pro tablet. I guess I've never really looked at it as a mini MacBook. After opening this and turning it on for the first time, oh, I am definitely spoiled. I can totally see myself leaving the MacBook at home now and making this my new portable friend. And obviously it would not be complete without the help of an Apple Pencil. Now, unfortunately, I was not able to use the one I had bought already for my M1 Pro iPad. Nope, Apple's up to its old tricks again, forcing us to buy new accessories for new products. Allow me to introduce to you their new Apple Pencil Pro called Pencil Pro. To be fair, I'm actually very happy with the additional purchase. It's getting some pretty sweet features. Not only does it have all the original features from the first pencil, like low latency, pixel perfect precision, geez, say that 3 times real fast, double tap, pressure sensitivity, and Apple Pencil hover. But it now has a new sensor built into the barrel of the pencil to enable new interactions. Like squeezing the sides brings up your tool palette. And this is crazy sick because you can actually feel like it's got buttons there that you're pressing. But if you're not in any drawing app or writing with this, there is no feeling. It's a solid pencil. Mind blown. It also has a gyroscope for what they're calling using this barrel roll effect. You'll be able to change the orientation of your shaped pen or brush. And the absolute best feature they added to this is Find My. I've actually used that not once, but twice already. Yeah, once down in the couch and the other was outside in my truck. Yeah. You gotta admit that it does definitely stick out past the bezel of your tablet. I can definitely share the installation of a very nice HD glass screen protector. That is highly recommended on this channel. I picked this one up on Amazon by ESR. Looked good enough to me with almost 5 stars, and it came in a set of 2, which thank goodness, because I botched the first one. Yeah, second one was a success. I'll be sure to leave the link down in my description below and where you can pick one of these up if you'd like. It's recommended. That didn't go as fast as I planned, but it was accurate. As far as pros and cons go for the review, it's way too new to tell at this point. I mean, pros have obviously been stated throughout this entire review, but cons will definitely come in time as this tablet gets used. I mean, I could bitch about a couple things that I've noticed right off the bat, such as I'm not a real big fan in how easily the Apple Pencil, or Pencil Pro, falls off the magnetic base that's charging it. Maybe that's why I went ahead and ordered the designed for Apple Pencil, Pencil Pro, Magic Keyboard Holder. Pretty nice. It actually comes in a 2-pack as well. It's elastic with a soft pleather backing. It has a 3M adhesive back. You just stick it wherever you like. Oh. Another bitch of mine is actually how hard it is to get this Magic Keyboard opened. I mean, it really leaves little to be desired. It's a little tricky at first, but if you hold it like you're facing a book and pull it apart with 2 hands, it works fairly well. So a little muscle memory goes a long way. All right, let's wrap this video up. It's obviously overkill. It's been running way too long, and that's usually something that happens on my channel. Who is the iPad Pro M4 11-inch 4 or 13-inch in silver? Obviously, it's going to be for the pro creators, your photo editors, artists, and graphic designers, which obviously I am certainly none of those things. So why invest in such an elaborate device? Weren't you happy with the 11-inch Pro with the M1 chip? Yes, of course I was happy with the 11-inch Pro with the M1 chip. I have no excuse other than I wanted it. Yes, a very stupid and careless buying decision on my part. I'm not arguing that. However, now that I've tried it, I can't go back. I am absolutely in love, and that goes for the Magic Keyboard and the Pencil Pro as well. It is a total game-changing experience, and I would recommend trying one out for yourselves, okay? Don't take my word for it. Just try one out. If you don't like it, pay the restocking fee and send it back. Not only will I continue to use this for writing my reviews, I actually write down everything that I do in every video that I make. There's a lot that goes into it. You just don't know. And speaking with writing on this, using the Pencil Pro double tap feature, and oh, by the way, you can assign whatever feature you want. For me, it's switching between pencil to eraser, and it is game changing. I also use this for my Edelkrone sliding system as well. It felt awesome to hold one-handed now instead of two. So light and slim. And watching movies, videos, or just surfing the web with this tandem OLED display looks so damn good. It's incredible. Now, adding the Magic Keyboard, I'll be able to use this more like a laptop after all. With their larger trackpad with haptic feedback, along with the keys for smooth typing that gives off that MacBook feel. And now, finally, after all these years, the Magic Keyboard gets a function row. That's gonna come in super clutch with your brightness high or low, play, pause, forward a track, turn the volume up or down. It's gonna be sweet. Speaking of the keys, I got way ahead of myself. Would you like to hear them? And lastly, the sound. Have you ever heard of this brand? It's got a high-res audio stamped right here at a very budgeted price. One could only wonder what's inside. Oh, right, sorry. Let's open a fortune cookie. Right. Fortune, special word is grape, which really doesn't make much sense unless it goes with this. Opportunities surround you if you know where to look. Well, really? I could figure out where to look. Again, if you're new, I am so happy to have you here with me. And as a matter of fact, if you've lasted this long in the video, you're either family or there could be something wrong with you. But hey, we don't judge here at this table, not now and not ever. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe on your way out that door if you are not already. And I wish you all a very happy Memorial Day. Hopefully it was better than ours. Yeah, this happened. So yes, any donations are greatly appreciated for me to make my wife happy again with a new pool. I'll see you in my next video.
Let me tell them one time, I've been on the grind, feeling real good, yeah, all in my prime, it's about that time, say your goodbyes, 'cause ain't no match for the way that I grind, yeah, I'm all in my prime time, we mile high, the gate closed,